we had a little break, and thank you for coming back.
No, we didn't have any break.
We didn't have a break?
We're starting our new show.
Well, thank you. We had a little break, and we're back
No, we
now.
didn't have any break.
We had a little break because Ticka and his technology failed him again. But you're back to the Ferr and Ticka Show, and thank you for returning. So where were we?
We're on our second.
Oh, we were talking about bicycling.
No, we weren't talking about anything. We had some technical problems.
That wasn't recorded?
There's no
that wasn't recorded about the bicycling?
No, none of that. No, you haven't seen it. This is about the second show. We've gotten some text. No, we've gotten some emails about.
We have.
And some of the criticism and some of the,
most of them,
are very positive.
Well, I
they
think
like our show.
Yeah, I do.
But they're all from family and friends. When we try to reach a larger audience, I'm taking my glasses off. You're putting them on.
But no, but they were good. I think they were good. I think the most of them. Now
some of them asked about.
Now here's one from.
Yeah, go ahead. That's good.
Here's one here. It says, because I constitute 20% of your viewing audience.
And I know who this is from.
I think you should take my advice into account. I must admit that I agree with Ticka. I did not know he had this nickname.
It's my family.
Yeah, I don't know how.
But
anyway, I don't know how that.
Escape them?
Well, how she didn't know you had a nickname, Ticka.
Well, I was a kid. She was my sister, and I didn't. We were kids. It was kid. Well, can I respond to that and let people know?
Sure.
We can let people know where our nicknames came from. My nickname came from Mike Cafferty in a gas station we used to hang around with, play pinball down in Johnston.
Ever since I was a young boy.
What? We used to play. We'll show you pictures of where it was. And there's a lot more stories about playing pinball at that place. But at one point, Mike Cafferty, who was he worked at the gas station. We used to hang around there because it was cold, and we would stand in there and play pinball.
They had a pinball machine.
And there was a song, and unbeknownst to me, the song was Timing. And we will maybe, since Steve is the audiophile of this, he will pick this up. And we maybe put this in the edited version of this. And you got to have timing, ticka, 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 timing. I never heard the song.
Never heard it.
From the 50s. He doesn't even know it. And he is the audio person of all of us. Guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
And that's where my name came from.
Ah.
My sisters and family shouldn't probably know that. My friends should know it. But
well, I think everyone in the radius of the neighborhood, they all knew it. Everyone knew it.
Did they really?
All right. So anyway, his family member did not know that he had a nickname.
That was from my sister.
All right.
We're responding to our email. If you could send more emails, we will respond to them in post haste.
So anyway, all right, so I must admit that I agree with Ticka, who is my brother. And I wasn't going to go there, but he did. Even though I did not know that he had a nickname. In that Ferr seemed to hijack the conversation about talking about Geronimo.
No, I disagree.
I would be interested in who you are, your backgrounds, why you have these nicknames.
Yes.
Why you are still friends, why Ticka irritates Ferr, etc., etc.
Why are we still friends?
Because you keep interrupting all the time.
That's why we're friends, because they interrupt you?
I think it'd be more interesting than random subjects such as Geronimo.
She didn't like Geronimo.
Thank you, Judy. Judy.
That's my sister.
And she's a wonderful, wonderful person.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember her.
Yeah. Okay.
Obviously, growing up.
Yes.
And she's.
That is one.
No.
No, we've had several.
Oh no, we
have
have
responded to
that was
us.
just
and
one.
We would love to have more of people responding to us.
Absolutely, absolutely. And one of the things that so people wanted to know about, we talked about our nicknames a little bit, and we did things back then 50 years ago. Well, a little later, that we're still doing now.
We went to concerts.
We went to concerts. In fact, Ticka and I in 1973 in July,
We're gonna have a close up of this one.
we went to Watkins
One of the
Glen.
biggest concerts, still the record of most people.
I don't know if
think.
it's still a record.
Yeah, I bet it is. You look
think
it up.
so? I don't
Yeah.
know. But it outdrew Woodstock, and Ticka and I went, and the first on the
It
agenda.
wasn't any good. It stunk like all the rest.
The band was first.
You couldn't hear
Excuse me.
anything,
I'm sorry.
you
The
know,
Grateful Dead was
sick,
first.
they were
The band was
throwing
second,
up.
and Elmer Brothers was third. It rained,
It
and
rained,
we had
everything.
tickets. And when we got there, of course, the fence
Music
was torn
had nothing
down.
involved with the thing.
And when I got back home, our apartment was my apartment was broken into, and things were stolen. Ticka remembers this, and he brings it up, and I remember it. We never really fully investigated it, but
It was a friend.
Yeah.
We went up there with a friend of ours and Gary, who drove us up in an Indian car, and he drove up,
Yeah,
and we
yeah.
had other friends who drove up, and
Yeah.
this is from the 70s. They drove up in a little Volkswagen. I forget what it was.
I don't
It
remember.
really had two people in it, and they were big people. And they would get out, and we had air conditioning. We drove up as far as you could go,
That's right, that's
and you
right.
stopped. And police said there was the police not like organized like now. You stopped, you had to walk. We walked, I would bet, about 3 or 4 hours.
and up a hill.
And we had walked till 4 a.m. until we got to this is what the concert is. Nobody cares about all this. Nobody really cares about this.
About
Really.
what?
Well, I'm just explaining. It's
I just read a letter from Judy, a comment from Judy saying
yeah, but she was talking about us.
I just
being-
read it. And then you go see that.
Nah, but I'm going into detail about a thing
well,
that
you ramble
nobody
on.
cares about us. What we went through there, they weren't there. Nobody cares about us. Nobody cares about that particular detail. They were doing different things.
I disagree.
Do you think they care about Geronimo?
yeah.
I hate to bring up Geronimo again, but you think they care about?
Another concert that we went to. I remember. I forgot a whole lot of stuff for
You
a lot
gotta
of reasons.
tell us what you think we should talk about.
But
no,
but
we're
I
not gonna
remember
listen to you,
I remember
but
Tick
me.
and I went to a concert in Tanglewood, and we saw "It's a Beautiful Day," Jethro Tull, and the Who, and probably it was like $10.50 to get in. And I remember seeing
remember it was the
Moon
price.
and Entwistle outside, and Entwistle had a black pants with a flame on the side of the pants.
He's dead now.
And he is dead. And
It was a great concert.
it was the last show that they did Tommy on that tour, and it was a great show. I remember it very well, and so moving forward, like 50 years later, give or take 5. Ticker and I still go to a lot of shows together. In fact, a week from this Saturday, we're going to go see Walter Trout, who Ticker recommended. And
We go to a lot of shows now. We meet, and one of the things I Steve and I thought about was we're going to too many things about funerals. And they get to a point, and I don't want to use that word old, but I just use it. But I don't want to just be involved with people at funerals and whatnot. So I said, why don't we just do something on a particular night? Don't make it too obtrusive. Don't make it too organized. And we do it, and it works. We meet on Thursday nights. We don't have to do anything. We meet at a place, and then it evolved to
last Thursday
concerts.
Well, we meet the last
Steve
Thursday.
brought up, and I think Steve was one of the ones that Fawcett said, why don't we just meet and have a few beers and talk about it? I said, why don't we do the old things we used to do? And I think I'll give credit to Steve, who said we should do more than that. Why don't we go to concerts that will people? And all of a sudden now we're texting each other. Somebody comes up with a concert, and we've had some great. We've had some great.
So we meet
concerts.
the last Thursday of every month.
It's
And
like
by the
we're-
way, today is the
it's like
last
we're 28
Thursday.
again.
So tonight there'll be 6 or 7, 8 of us today, and we just have a nice meal, and we'll talk, and he'll irritate everyone.
I don't.
And
I do irritate.
Well, you do. And anyway,
Nothing
so
wrong with
we're
that.
going to see Walter Trout a week from Saturday, and Ticka brought it up. But in the past, we've saw Dave Alvin. We've seen
Which was a very good concert.
Steve Winwood.
But they don't care about that.
No.
They don't care.
Okay, Roger McGuinn we saw
They don't
last
care.
year. We've been going about 6 shows a year.
They care that we're friends. They care that we go to concerts that we enjoy. They don't care about those specific. You tell me. You tell us if you care about. Oh, thank God you saw Roger McGuinn. They don't care about that.
Okay.
Go ahead, sorry.
And the Fabulous Thunderbirds. And anyway,
And
and they were great. So
But,
things we did as a
Can I
kid.
interrupt? And as I will. Is it the concerts, the music, or is it your friends being there and having the experience?
Oh, it's the.
He knows the answer because I know the answer too. It's not the music.
Well, I would refer.
It's not the music. We used to be the.
I would refer it as tailgating. The tailgating is probably better than the concert. So, but another thing that we used to do an awful lot. Tick and I we bicycle a lot together, and we did centuries and 150s.
Oh, you're talking about a friendship now.
Yeah, and we had a lot of great times with those. For years, and I mean years, we played basketball every Wednesday night. How many years do you think?
30 years.
Oh, at least.
I don't know.
No, a lot of them.
Doesn't matter.
Every Wednesday, 2 games,
Yep.
full court, up to
Yep.
21 by ones. And
You want to hear the stories about those years? Ooh, I can tell you a few about. I can tell you.
Yeah.
We can start a whole other segment about stories of playing basketball with little guys, getting
Yep.
kicked off of basketball courts,
Oh,
fights
God.
on the. Fights
And,
on
and
the
another thing that we used to do for years, probably 20 plus years, we used to go to a New York Giant football. Ticker and I.
That's a whole other subject.
Yep, Ticker and I
Well, you're all over them, man.
are Giant fans. And
all over them, man.
we used to, when we started, we used to go to Veterans Stadium, the
Philadelphia.
Eagles. Yeah, because it was easier to get tickets and less expensive.
We're talking in the 80s.
Yeah,
Right
Buddy
before, yeah.
Ryan had just came there.
Yeah, but it was
and-
a different world. You couldn't get buy things online. It was the
Oh,
easiest.
yeah,
It was easier to
well-
buy tickets at this stupid place in Philadelphia.
It was,
Think
yeah.
how bad we felt to go as Giant fans to watch the Giants in Philadelphia.
But
now
we-
you're very narrow casting.
But-
because
but we would
people
leave-
are tuning out now.
But
because they're not Giants.
Jesus, God, would you stop? Why you ramble? You ramble. You do. You just ramble on, Ticker.
I think you're
And then you
rambling.
say, nobody cares. Well, so we used to leave Saturday morning early, and we had a designated driver, and we would go to Atlantic
Who is
City.
the designated driver?
Usually
Who
Jeff.
are bringing somebody I know into
yeah.
this?
And so we would go to
He
Atlantic.
has no idea. He's
We would
being
go to
brought
we
into
go we
this.
go to Atlantic City, and we would stay overnight there, and then the following day we go to the Giant game. We did that for years, and then finally.
Somebody said.
The fans were very rude. I mean, one of us got
Yeah.
assaulted in the men's room.
Vinny.
No, it wasn't Vinny.
Vinny.
No, it wasn't
Well,
Vinny. It was Jeff. But anyway, Vinny got assaulted in the stands.
Yes.
And
He's a friend of
but
ours.
anyway, then we started going to Giant Stadium. So we did that for a number of years.
We had a lot of great,
oh
that
God!
was
Oh,
great
fun!
Great
Oh
times.
Lord!
We can't tell you about all what.
No,
that
we can't go there. But it was a lot of great times. so anyway, that's
You know, a lot of the
that's
stuff that we're talking about, we can't tell you. And I hope we don't.
Well, anyway,
Okay.
so that's a little bit about our history and where we came from.
If you want to know more,
Yeah, God.
ask.
Yeah. So we that's a little bit about about us,
Yeah.
Basically,
we're
you
best
know.
friends.
We- yeah,
and
for a
we have
long
a
time.
history, and we'll continue with this history, and we're gonna continue our podcast. And this is more a video cast now.
Yep.
Because I think the fact that you see us doing this is better than hearing us.
Absolutely.
He was a little. We haven't played any music, but I think if you could play a little music out of us, with something appropriate for, I could edit into this piece of crap.
Well.
They're gonna sue us anyway, so what the hell? I don't even know what this is, folks. What?
It's the Beach Boys.
Beach Boys.
It's the Beach Boys. They're
It's
friends.
kinda whippy.
It's friends. Well, a little bit
It's
wimpy.
kinda whippy
Well,
for
it's
me.
summertime, friends, so I thought it was somewhat appropriate to sneak that in there.
Okay, I'll buy that.
Okay, so let's go back to biking.
We don't even know if it's being recorded because Steve has no technical
Let's
knowledge.
talk
Steve.
about biking. So we did the Century a lot of times, and
Century is a Rhode Island tradition,
Yeah,
and it's,
well, it's all
a
over the country.
100-mile flattest century in Rhode Island.
it is.
but-
It's a
but
it's
go
flat.
ahead.
It's
What you're talking about is probably not the century, but go ahead.
It is. It's the flattest century
This is gonna be another segment.
in
It's
the
gonna be
east.
edited,
And so Tick and I did it, and then we were training for another one.
How many things we've done together?
Yeah,
It's kind of
yeah.